Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Another amazing video of human heart defects and the rhythms, abnormal rhythms, differences you guys will understand in this video. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Another amazing video of human. So, atrial septal defect is a birth defect of the heart in which the septum, which divides are two septum, the right atria and the left atria. There is a defect in between of that septum. That's why are deoxygenated and oxygenated blood is mixing at the level of atria, the upper two chambers. So, ventricular septal defect, as we discussed, the atrial septal defect, ventricular septal defect is also a birth defect. There's a hole in between the ventricles of right and left ventricle, and our blood is mixing at the level of ventricle. The deoxygenated and oxygenated blood is mixed because of the septum is not fully developed. There is a hole between two ventricles. So next we have the coarctation of the aorta, which is the narrowing of the major artery, which is the aorta that carries blood to the body, and the narrowing of aorta basically cause the high blood pressure because the blood is not supplying towards the body correctly, and the high blood pressure it may cause and the heart damage as well. So pulmonary valve stenosis, as you guys understanding of the normal anatomy, you guys will easily understand the defects where we are talking about. So pulmonary valve is basically present at the right side of the ventricle, which supply the blood towards the lung for the oxygenation. So when we have a pulmonary valve stenosis, it means the blood is not going correctly towards the lungs for the oxygenation. It means we have a more deoxygenated blood in the heart. So now we have the normal sinus rhythm. In my previous videos, we discussed about the ECG, so from which you have the understanding of the P wave and QRS and D wave. Here we will also quick revision so you guys will understand about it. So we have a normal sinus rhythm. So when we have a normal rhythm, like we have a P wave and the QRS complex and the T wave correct, the normal heart rhythm is basically 60 to 100 bpm. So it is the normal rhythm. So as the line is drawn downward, as you guys will see, so basically the P wave is the atrial depolarization, and we have a ventricular depolarization is the QRS complex, and the repolarization of the ventricle is basically the T wave. So hopefully you guys will understand the normal sinus rhythm. Now we have the further abnormal sinus rhythms. So now we are going to discuss about the abnormal sinus rhythms of the heart. So firstly, we have the bradycardia. So in the normal resting heart rate we have, as I discussed, is 60 to 100 beats per minute. BPM is a beats per minute. So when our heart is not normal and the heartbeat is slow down like 40 to 60 beats per minute is considered as the bradycardia. But while sleeping, bradycardia is normal, but while exercising, our heart rate usually increase. So but if it's not increasing, it's in bradycardia is a major concern. So as I discussed, bradycardia is the slowdown of the heart rate, and tachycardia is the in fasting heartbeat. So, as I discussed, normal heartbeat is 60 to 100 beats per minute, but more than 100 beats per minute is a tachycardia. While exercise, tachycardia is normal, but during a resting stage, when you have a tachycardia, it's a major concern. So now we are discussing about the atrial fibrillation is the most common type of heart arrhythmia. When heart is not in the normal rhythm, it is considered as arrhythmia. You must know about the basic medical terminologies. So when our upper chambers and lower chambers are not coordinating hard to beat too slow or too quickly or irregularly, as it's seen in the right image, so you guys will understand it's not normal, it's a irregular heartbeat. So it's a atrial fibrillation when atria is not coordinating. So, ventricular fibrillation is a arrhythmia or malfunction of the heart, normal pumping sequence. But when your heart is in this stage of ventricular fibrillation, it means it a deadly arrhythmia. It means because a ventricle basically supply the blood towards the heart. When ventricle is not working correctly, it means the heart is not in the normal stage, and it is called a life threatening condition in which the human can't survive most of the time. Even every time we don't have the normal ventricular fibrillation image, because in this type of fibrillation most of the humans are died. So premature heartbeat is basically the extra heartbeat. So when as you guys will see in the image, so when there is a normal sinus rhythm, and when we have a PVC, it means there is an abnormal extra beat which are generating from the ventricle. And when we have a PAC, it means atrial contraction, there is an extra beat which is generating from the atria. So now we are discussing about the atrial flutter. So usually a fast heart rhythm where the top of the heart contract at a very fast rate. It means atria is generating impulses too fast, too many P waves you guys will found in the ECG, and the too late ventricular depolarization you guys will found. So up to 300 beat per minute sometimes you guys will found. So this is known as the atrial flutter. So thank you for watching the video, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.